Okay, so now we're going to be covering some commandments starting in number 40, and these have to do with the poor and unfortunate. So, as I'm reading through these, also consider the story of Ruth, because several of these were honored when by Boaz when Ruth was in his life, when Ruth started coming into his life. So anyway, so number 40, not to afflict an orphan or widow. Of course, we also read in James how this is religion, is caring for the orphan and the widow. This is Exodus 22:22, not to afflict an orphan or a widow. Number 41, not to reap the entire field. So here come the commandments regarding the fields and the fields of harvest. Leviticus 19:9. Now when you reap the harvest of your land, you shall not reap to the very corners of your field, neither shall you gather the gleanings of your harvest. I've cut my thumb, so forgive my bandage. To leave the unreaped corners of the field or orchard for the poor. Again, going back to Leviticus 19:9. Not to gather gleanings or the ears that have fallen to the ground while reaping. Number 44. To leave the gleanings for the poor. Number 45. Not to gather the imperfect clusters of the vineyard. Leviticus 19:10. Nor shall you glean your vineyard, nor shall you gather the fallen fruit of your vineyard. You shall leave them for the needy and for the stranger. I am the Lord your God. Number 46. To leave the imperfect clusters of the vineyard for the poor. Number 47. Not to gather the peret or the grapes that have fallen to the ground. To leave the single grapes of the vineyard for the poor. Not to return to take a forgotten sheaf. This also applies to all fruit trees. Deuteronomy 24:19 and 20. When you reap your harvest in your field and have forgotten a sheaf in the field, you shall not go back to get it. It shall be for the alien. For the orphan, for the widow, in order that the Lord your God may bless you in all the work of your hands. When you beat your olive tree, you shall not go over the boughs again. It shall be for the alien, for the orphan, and for the widow. To leave the forgotten sheaves for the poor. And that goes back to that same verse. If you remember, Boaz instructed his workers to leave sheaves in the field. And, it goes against the commandments of the Lord to go back and get them. So if you forget one, quote unquote, you must leave it. I've even done that in my garden as I'm going through my garden and harvesting different things. If I happen to miss some green beans or something like that, I don't go back and I just leave it. And sure enough, the Lord usually brings to mind somebody who might enjoy going through the garden and getting what we have. So we've been able to bless others, and as we've been blessed, this happened to us as well. Our neighbor, a few years back, our garden completely failed, and they did not glean the corners of their garden, and they said, come up here and get what you need. All we have left, you may have all of it. So they truly blessed us, and that was one of the commands. Okay, so number 51, not to refrain from maintaining a poor man and giving him what he needs. So Deuteronomy 15:7, if there is a poor man with you, one of your brothers, in any of your towns in your land which the Lord your God is giving you, you shall not harden your heart, nor close your hand from your poor brother. And number 52, to give charity according to one's means. That word is, I believe, tzedakah. Tzedakah. Deuteronomy 15:11, for the poor will never cease to be in the land. And Yeshua said this as well. Therefore I command you, saying, you shall freely open your hand to your brother, your needy and poor in your land. So as you read through those, maybe it's a good time to also read through the Book of Ruth and see how Boaz followed the commands of the Lord to care for an ancestor of Yeshua, Ruth and Naomi. The Lord bless you.